So 2 weeks ago, I tried streaming Arsenal after not playing it for multiple months. The stream honestly went pretty terrible, and it only lasted an hour. It started off with a bunch of OBS driver problems, but the real issue of the stream was how boring playing in public servers felt. I haven't played consistently in a long time and have moved on to other things, but I still can't help miss it. Even though pretty much every other day there was drama in the community or the devs made another questionable decision, I continued playing because the game itself still felt fun to play. I don't know if it's been like this for other people, but Arsenal has had almost this magical feeling surrounding its movement and aiming mechanics. Maybe it was just me being a big-ass nerd, but that's where I got my motivation from alongside the editing community. It's rather sad to look at where Arsenal's trajectory has taken it. There's essentially zero YouTubers now except 8STY, who's doing an awesome job, and I'll give him that. However, the feeling still remains that Arsenal's potential was never truly reached. For example, before Dust stopped playing, he proved that there were interesting and never attempted video ideas that could work. I don't want to lament on forever about a Lego shooter game, so let's get into the main points of this video. As I said in the intro, the thing that I think has really set Arsenal apart from other Roblox shooters is the movement. There's always been a subgroup of people obsessed with finding new tricks and things to do. Early on in the game's lifespan, it was Real Moby and the lesser-known comp player Bugsy. Bugsy was really who caused the interest in the first place when he discovered super jumping. Unfortunately, his YouTube videos don't really exist anymore, and no big YouTubers ever talked about any of this at the time. But his discovery trickled its way across the community, and soon everybody who is devoted to Arsenal knew about it too. This pattern where somebody would discover something and then others would slowly learn about it has repeated many times throughout Arsenal's history. The most important example of this was in January of 2022 when the Night's Edge update was first released. Another hidden feature of this update was flick jumping. If you mastered it, you were able to consistently fling yourself into the air and get to ridiculous positions in ways that were previously thought to be impossible. If you can guess, this fundamentally changed how the game was played. Another aspect of Arsenal's movement is that it's in a sense universal. The techniques that we now know of, super jumping, mesh jumping, flick jumping, corner jumping, and crouch jumping, as ProudCamp calls it, all have the potential to be used on many surfaces across the game's maps. The way each one is performed requires a specific mouse and keyboard input, but can be replicated in a number of areas. For example, if you can find a short ledge, you can probably super jump off of it. If you find a tight space to collide your mesh with, you can probably mesh jump. If you go on the edge of a part, you can probably corner jump. The list goes on. That's why there's always been innovation happening where something is discovered and then everybody just starts messing with it. This process also makes the competitive side of the game, well, at least it used to, make it feel refreshing and fun to replay. But recently some changes have been made, which is why I'm talking about movement. First, I want to briefly discuss what happened to flick jumping for the new people here. Like I said before, it was added to the game in January of 2022, shortly after the Night's Edge update. Flick jumping stayed in the game for almost a year, being removed on September 1st, 2022. It was fun while it lasted, but my critique here is how long Rolve allowed it to be a part of the game. It was no secret, and pretty much everybody knew about it, including Rolve themselves. Flick jumping actually comes from a bug internal to Roblox, and it's very easy to patch, as many games have done before. While the dev team is, notoriously lazy, no offense, fixing a bug like this that attracted so much attention in the community would lead you to believe it would have been patched on day one. Instead, they left it in the game long enough to bring positive change, but then just when it felt like a feature, they removed it for seemingly no reason. All of the arguments about why flick jumping was removed get completely nullified when you consider how long they left it in the game compared to the amount of time it would actually have taken to fix. Once again, the game was fundamentally changed in how it was played after the removal of flick jumping. The point of this video is to talk about Rolve's recent decision, which was to patch mesh jumping along with some other specific special techniques. These things have been relatively well known since the summer of 2022 or even before that. I'm not even really sure. After flick jumping got released, it caused a lot of hype around movement and people trying to figure all that out. Except this time, these things have been known for 2 years instead of the 9 months that flick jumping was in the game for. And yes, I do agree that all these movement techniques were unintentionally added and are bugs, but there's just no way it took Rolve all the way up until now to recognize and fix them. So ending off with some final thoughts, I really hope that Rolve doesn't end up patching the rest of the movement techniques that this game has. I don't expect them to add flick jumping or mesh jumping back. I don't even think it's possible for them to add flick jumping back at this point, but I just would really like to see a future of this game where they don't remove the things that have made it fun, which, a lot of that has been for movement, and that's something a lot of people could agree with me on. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I don't really know what I want to do with this game anymore, but I'll still make some videos in the future. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.